Morning everyone, welcome to Zimba Motoring. My name is Nez. Now today we're going to be checking out the brand new BMW 1 Series and in particular the M135i. We're going to check out what this new car is all about. As I'm sure you guys know, gone is the loved 6-cylinder 3-litre B58 engine, twin turbo of course, and now we have an all new 2-litre 4-cylinder engine making 306 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque. 0 to 60 is now 4.6 seconds, which is impressive because this car is now X-Drive. It's not rear-wheel drive anymore, it's now all-wheel drive. So it's going to be very interesting. Recently we've got really bad weather in the UK. It's very wet, but it's a fantastic opportunity to check out BMW's all-wheel drive system. So let's get in, go through the presentation, and we'll go out in an M135i. Really can't wait, and a huge thank you to BMW UK for the invite. Let's check out this new car and see what it's all about. Hi guys, so we're now in a driver's seat of the brand new BMW M135i. Let's take it out for a spin and see what it's like on these country roads. So here we go. Straight away, we're not going to mess about. We're going to put it in sport mode. This car comes equipped with adaptive dampers, so we've got those on as well. And yeah, let's see what this new car is like. So we've now got X-Drive, unlike the predecessor, which was just rear-wheel drive. So it should feel more stable on these country lanes. So red line is 6,000 RPM. First impressions, great gearbox. BM have moved away from the ZF and have now gone to a completely new gearbox manufacturer. It's 8-speed, very responsive. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the engine is a bit underwhelming. It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. The guys at BMW said it's a similar block to my Z4 engine, but slightly different internals. But yeah, it's very underwhelming. The sound is not that great. They've taken away the pops and bangs, which funny enough you can hear when you're revving the car when it stands still. When you're on it, it doesn't pop on upshifts or downshifts like, you know, the DSG farts. It doesn't give you any of that. It's just all engine. It's not a particularly nice sound, if I'm honest. The 306 horsepower, I mean, it's a good amount of power, great amount of torque. It's got 420 newton meters of torque. It's certainly quick enough, but it's a bit meh. It could be better. It could be better. The sound is a big part of a car and a driving experience. You know, the old car used to sing 6-cylinder. I was quite lucky. We went on a trip to Wales in the 6-cylinder car, and I remember once you got it in 3rd gear, when it hooks up, it just pulled and pulled gear after gear. And the sound, if you put like an aftermarket M performance exhaust on that car, it sounded fantastic, and it will pop on demand. It will pop on upshifts. This is just, all of that is gone. Another thing I'm not so sure on in this car is the steering. It's heavy and point, so in the city it's fairly heavy, but when you're actually on it on these B roads, it's very light. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence. It's too light when you want it to be a little bit feelsome, a bit heavy. BMs have always been synonymous with heavy steering. I mean, my Z4 has got a really nice weight to the steering. I know it hasn't got a lot of feel, but at least it's, you know, it's heavy. It gives you that sort of good confidence and good feedback. It's too light. I don't want it to sound like I'm being negative on this car. I love BMWs, but I think the reason we have to be on BMW side, it's not their fault. It's the bureaucratics and all the emission laws. So this car and BMW have to adhere to the WLTP, which means in the exhaust they have to have a filter which just restricts the sound and the airflow. So hence the sound is a bit restricted on this car. So it's not entirely BMW's fault. You can actually fix that in the aftermarket scene. I'm sure you can get an aftermarket exhaust, or BMW eventually, hopefully, in the M Performance shop, you can get an exhaust system for this car, which will just open it up a bit more and make it sound really good. Because I'm sure from my car, or you know, the minis come with a similar 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, and they sound fantastic. You've got to remember, we're coming from the previous gen, M140, which had that fantastic B58 engine, which is now in the new Supra, and that's a hell of an engine. 120 miles an hour. Other points I'd like to mention, guys, I believe there's a sound intake generator in this cabin, so it sounds like the engine sounds are being piped into the cabin. Let me see if I can demonstrate it now. You can sort of hear. Doesn't sound genuine, doesn't sound like an actual proper intake noise. So when you're on it, when you're near the top end, it actually sounds quite good. Another point I'd like to make is I quite like the size of this car. It's not too big. We're on narrow British country roads, and it's a really good size. It's not too wide, even though this car is wider than the outgoing version. It's slightly taller than the actual wheelbase. It's slightly shorter than the outgoing 1 Series model. Driving position, excellent. I can't complain. One big improvement over the 1 Series, and the thing that's always nagged me over the previous version, is the seats. They were very basic. I like these seats. These are the exact same seats in the new Z4. I think they're fantastic. They look sportier. I love the Alcantara on them. I think this car comes with electric seats, which is an optional extra, so that's a great bonus. The interior cabin quality in this car is excellent. Love the new steering wheel on these new BMs. A fantastic and excellent feature of this 1 Series is the heads-up display. It is the first car in its segment to have this full color display. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, right now it's telling me if there's a dangerous curve coming up, if it's a sharp bend. It's also telling me obviously the usual speed limit. It's displaying my current speed. It's in your field of vision. In other cars sometimes you have to sit really high up to see it, but in this car, even my normal driving position, really well laid out, really clear. It's excellent. So great heads-up display, BM. So guys, I've now jumped into the rear of the new M135i, and the first point I'd like to make, guys, is BMW will no longer sell you a 3-door version. Unfortunately, the 3-door version in the previous model was making up such a small portion of the sales that they've decided to completely discontinue it. So the M135i and the 1 Series is only available as a 5-door version, like this car we've got here. But first and foremost, in the rear, very comfortable. This current generation of 1 Series, the new car, there's 3.3 centimeters more rear legroom, and I can actually believe that because I've set my seat really far back, still got a little bit of legroom, really comfortable. There could be a bit more bolstering. As I said previously, this car is wider than the previous version. It's taller, so we've got a bit more headroom. Maybe if you're 6 foot, you might have a little bit of an issue. It's not claustrophobic. There's a lot of space. You've got the panoramic roof right here. Plenty of natural light coming in. The roof doesn't slope too much, so still very comfortable and a really nice place to be. See, you could feel the forward drive there, couldn't you? One something I've just noticed, guys, whilst my colleague here is pushing on here on some back roads, is there's a lot of air being rushed through. It sounds actually quite good sitting in the rear here. Another nice touch I'd like to mention are these wonderful M seat belts. As you can see, they've got the signature M colours. And whilst we're here, I love this new rear light. That's quite cool, those little buttons. It's just so nicely done, this whole interior. It really is a step on from the last generation. It just feels really special. One of the things I love and a standout feature of this new BMW 1 Series M135i is the amount of technology you can get on the car. I mean, let's just start with the BMW Live Cockpit Navigation Plus. This all digital instrument cluster is absolutely stunning. It's intuitive, it's up to date, it's crisp, it's clear, and it's a standout highlight of this new 1 Series. I mean, if you just look at it there, so you got your rev counter on the right hand side and your speedometer on the left. In the middle is displayed your navigation, so it comes up here as well as on the heads up display, and it also comes up on here on the main MMI screen. There's so many features, you can completely customize it. So guys, let me just quickly take you around this car's fantastic infotainment system. So if you start here, by the way, these have got haptic feedback, so if you press home, it vibrates back to me, which is quite cool. So if you stay on there, if you go on the home page, this is also touchscreen, by the way, so you can control it like this. If it's got Spotify, all different functions, emails, car, apps. Hey BMW, navigation please.
Navigation. Please select the type of the desired destination or a menu option, for example, points of interest.
In the new M135i, you can now configure what colour you want the interior lighting to be, from bronze, blue, green, and all the way to lilac. This is a very cool feature.
It's great that BMW are now trickling all this fantastic tech and all these features into the 1 Series, all the way from the top of the range 7 Series and 8 Series. And let's not forget, the 1 Series is one of BMW's best selling models, especially here in the UK. It's got the practicality, it's got a great amount of features, and driving dynamics inside, it's a really good all-round package.